ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। I welcome all the devotees who have joined for the first time in this Bhagavad Gita class. So this is a very special event for us. Every day, almost 6 days a week, we are able to study Bhagavad Gita, the song of God, and understand exactly what Krishna is actually teaching us as it is. So this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gave to Arjuna, and at that time, Krishna told Arjuna that this knowledge was lost, and he is again giving the same knowledge to Arjuna. सयेवायं मया तेद्य योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यं ह्येतदुत्तमम्. So that's what in the 4th chapter 3rd shloka Krishna says. So that same yoga which I gave in the past to sun god Vivaswan, I am giving you now, that yogaha proktaha puradanaha. Yogaha, this Bhagavad Gita is known as yoga. That's what yogaha. Proktaha means it was spoken. By whom? By Krishna. So yogaha proktaha puradanaha means it is the oldest knowledge. So this Bhagavad Gita is the oldest knowledge. So yogaha proktaha puradanaha. And that same knowledge I am giving you today, maya te adya. So I am giving you today, I am explaining you today because you are my dear friend and my devotee. Because of that, I am giving you this most confidential knowledge. So that's what Krishna told Arjuna, that Ragasyam hi etad uttamam. So bhaktosi me sakha cheti ragasyam hi etad uttamam. So that same yogaha proktaha puradanaha we are studying now. So that means that same Rahasyam. So that same Rahasyam hi etad uttamam, the topmost Rahasyam, the topmost confidential knowledge, we are able to study today. All because, as Krishna told Arjuna, that Bhaktosi me sakacheti. Because you are my Bhakta and my friend, I am giving you this most confidential knowledge. I am teaching you. So Krishna is actually teaching the same knowledge to us today. Every day we are able to study, because one thing is very clear from this: we are all Krishna's bhaktas. We are all friend to Krishna. So that point is very, very clear. That's why we are able to study this Bhagavad Gita today. Because we are Krishna's devotees, we are friend to Krishna. That's why this most confidential knowledge is revealed to us. This Bhagavad Gita, Krishna many times says, not once, many times, Krishna says that this is the most confidential knowledge, the topmost secret. Idam Tude Guhyatamam Pravakshyami Anasuyev. Today I am explaining you this most confidential knowledge because you are not envious of me. So that's what Anasuyev. Idam Tude Guhyatamam Pravakshami Anasuyev. So when we are not envious of Krishna, so that's why friend to Krishna. How a friend can be envious to Krishna? Bhaktosime sakachati. You are my friend. That's why I'm teaching you this most confidential knowledge, Krishna is saying. So how a friend can envy a friend? So we can never envy Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. We understand it. We agree. We have no doubt on that. We are able to accept that very important fact that Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that way we are able to get this, we are able to understand this most confidential knowledge. Krishna is revealing this most confidential knowledge to our benefit. Vakshyami hitakamya. Yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamya. So I am explaining you this most confidential knowledge for your benefit because you are dearer to me. So that's why Yatteham Priyamanaya Vakshyami Hitakamya. So Krishna is teaching us this knowledge because he loves us so much. Because he doesn't want us to struggle and suffer in this temporary, miserable material world. Krishna wants us to get out of this dangerous place, this material world, which is full of problems, which is full of faults. Dosham. Dosham means it's full of faults. Birth, old age, disease, death, everything is problem only in this way. There are problems after problems we are facing in this material world. We are always facing problems only, problems after problems. And all these problems can be at once solved just by getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Just by understanding this Bhagavad Gita and following exactly what Krishna is asking us to do. So we will be able to solve all our problems here. We try to solve many problems in our studies when we go to college or school, when we study subjects, or even in our job. So we are always trying to solve many problems in this way. And there are so many constraints to solve all the problems. And if we solve one problem, then we will actually get 10 different problems actually. So that way, in this material world, the problems will keep on coming and it will never be fully solved. As long as we are going to die, the death is certain. That problem we can never ever solve in this material world. No one can solve with whatever amount of technology we get it or science we understand. It is impossible to find a solution to death. Death is our problem. Similarly, birth is also happening. Birth, death, old age, disease, all these things are our real problems. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. So only we can solve this problem only by taking shelter unto Krishna. Jara marana mokshaya mamashitya yatantiye. So jara marana mokshaya. To get liberation from this jara and marana, old age and death, we need to take shelter unto Krishna. Mamashitya yadantiya. So we need to understand this Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is the king of knowledge, the most confidential knowledge, the purest knowledge, the topmost knowledge, and the knowledge with which we can directly perceive ourselves, and the knowledge which can be joyfully performed, and the knowledge which is everlasting. So that's what Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukkam Kartum Avyayam. That's what this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We are very fortunate that in this Kali Yuga, in this period, when we are living here, we got this knowledge. Because this knowledge was not always available in this earth. It was not always available for everyone to study, read and understand. When Arjuna 5,000 years ago, when Arjuna was inquiring Krishna, at that time this knowledge was not available. Arjuna asked Krishna, Krishna spoke, Krishna gave this knowledge. Then Arjuna understood, but no one else had this knowledge at that point of time. How fortunate we are! We are having this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. And now, another important point, that in this 21st century, especially in the last century, 20th century, there was so much of development in science. And now in this 21st century, we are able to actually advance so much in the science and technology that just by sitting in where we are in the place, we are able to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. We are able to get this knowledge. Earlier days, the acharyas, they used to travel. They go travel from one place to another place, one city to another city, one state to another. So they keep traveling to give this knowledge. They were always on the move. They were always going from different cities. So that's how this knowledge was received through disciplic succession. So that's why we are having this knowledge available to us now. But now we don't have to do that. Now, just by sitting in the place where we are, this knowledge is coming to us. We just have to take this opportunity. This is a great opportunity available to us in this Kali Yuga, in this point of time. Even though this world is a problematic world, even though it is full of struggle, it's a temporary, miserable world, even though this material world is always problems, but we are very, very fortunate that we are living in a time that we can just sitting in the same place, we can just get this knowledge with this technology. Even 10 years ago, I used to struggle a lot to teach this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We used to call over phones, cell phones, and it was very difficult to connect everyone. So, but now we have got so much of science, so much of technology, like just with one click, one link, that's it. Now data is so cheap. So everyone is able to join and attend and study Bhagavad Gita. So that way now everything is working good for us. This opportunity is a very, very rare and great opportunity. Manushyanam sagasresu kaschit yatati siddhi. Only 1 in 1,000 will endeavor for perfection. And here, every 1 in 1,000 we can identify and give them the opportunity. They can all study Bhagavad Gita from where they are without even moving, without even spending any money. Or it's very, very, this knowledge is priceless gift actually. So it is just coming to us, and Krishna is giving this opportunity. And that way we are able to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. So the important point is that we should not miss this boat. We should not miss this opportunity. This is a very great and very rare opportunity for us to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita as it is, all the slokas. So that's why in this lecture every day, we stick only to Bhagavad Gita. Our goal here is only to study and understand Bhagavad Gita fully as a science. This Bhagavad Gita is a science. It should be taken that way only. That's what is right. That's the right thing to do. We cannot bring this Bhagavad Gita to any specific religion or any specific country like that. This Bhagavad Gita is actually to the soul. This Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge for the soul. Like the physics or chemistry or any subject or anything we invent in science. So everywhere it is used. If some place, if you invent a cell phone, it's used in the entire world. Everywhere they use all the technology what we are inventing. So it's used everywhere. So like that, this Bhagavad Gita is the science, which is the knowledge, which is the topmost knowledge. It's not an ordinary science. It's the king of science. It's the Raja Vidya. It's the king of knowledge, because it's the knowledge about ourself. It is the knowledge about soul. So this knowledge should be given, it's available, it should be taken very clear, very easily everywhere. It should be available everywhere. So we should treat Bhagavad Gita like that, as a science. When we study this Bhagavad Gita as a science, when we understand about our body, our senses, mind, intelligence, and the soul, and the interactions between them, and how the mind is controlled by the senses, and how the soul is suffering in this material world, and how the three modes of material nature are controlling the soul. So like that, there is so much of knowledge Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita that we should know, we should understand. So without knowing this knowledge, if you don't know this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, so that means our life itself is full of waste only. That means we will just live like fools only. There is nothing more than that. Without knowing about ourselves, without knowing that we are the soul, and thinking that we are the body, and identifying ourselves only with the body, with doing everything with that knowledge that we are the body. So we are actually like, there is no difference between ourselves and the animals. That's it. It's simply animalistic life. That's it. We have to make use of this opportunity to become ourselves intelligent. That is the main thing. This Bhagavad Gita only brings us the intelligence. Of course, we are struggling. Of course, we know that it's very difficult to control the mind. Even Arjuna himself told Krishna that it's very difficult to control the mind. Then what about us actually? Because in that battle, when Krishna gave the knowledge, in the 32 slokas in the 6th chapter, very clearly, when Krishna gave the knowledge about how to control the mind, and when Krishna spoke, and Arjuna simply told Krishna that I don't think I can control my mind. Etasyagam na pasyami chanchalatva sthitim stiram. I don't see that I can control my mind. I don't think that I can control my mind. That's what Arjuna told Krishna. Then what about us? It's very difficult. And Krishna also agreed with Arjuna. But it is possible. That's what we are doing. It's possible with suitable practice, with detachment. So that's what abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. We are able to do that practice. We are able to get that knowledge about how to control the mind and how to practice and how to make our mind as our best friend. So this knowledge is actually coming to us. We are getting this knowledge. So over a period of time, when we get this knowledge again and again, when we study, so this is something we should never ever stop in our life. Until death, we are going to continue this lecture, continue this Bhagavad Gita. Everyone should continue to study this Bhagavad Gita every day like this. So this time is dedicated to studying Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge which brings light in our life. So that way we are able to see things as they are. Without Bhagavad Gita knowledge, if we think that I'm so busy, I have a lot of work, all such things, that means we are actually losing a great gift which the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is giving to us. So there should not be any reason for us to not study Bhagavad Gita every day. And if anyone is not able to join at this time, Krishna is now arranging us to watch this lecture every day, which is getting uploaded in YouTube also. We have a YouTube channel. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita, if we understand all the 18 chapters, 700 slokas, and if we memorize, if possible, it is very much possible. If Krishna only gives us the knowledge, memory, everything. So if we understand this Bhagavad Gita and follow what Krishna says, so then we will be able to actually control our mind. We will be able to free ourselves from the three modes of material nature. So all such things will become very easily possible when we actually surrender unto this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. If this knowledge was given to all the children starting in their school age, in their elementary school age itself, if we give this knowledge, so then they get the opportunity to study and understand and they will be able to make use of this knowledge in their life. Unfortunately, there is a thinking that this Bhagavad Gita should be studied only after we enjoy this material life like that. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us about how to live in this world. So how to act. So Krishna is teaching us how to act so that we can actually free ourselves from all the bondage in this world. Because each and every action has got only two types of reactions. It will be either binding or liberating. If we live the way we want without following this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, then we will be completely bound to this material world. So then afterwards, trying to studying and understanding Bhagavad Gita and release ourselves from this material bondage, it's going to be very difficult. So that way, when we got this opportunity, we need to fully make use of it. And by Krishna's mercy, we got this opportunity now. We are making use of it. So I normally go through different slokas in every chapter. So that way, at any point of time, anyone joins this lecture, so they are not going to miss a lot. But still, at the end of every lecture, we are following a certain schedule. Like we are in the 15th chapter. So we finished about 8 slokas in the 15th chapter. And in the 15th chapter, Krishna is actually comparing our life in this material world to an inverted banyan tree. So where the root is going upward, the trunk is going upward, and all the branches are going downwards and also upwards. And the roots which are coming from the branches, they are actually going downwards and which are binding us to this material world. So now Krishna is teaching us that one should actually cut all those roots which are binding us to this material world with the weapon of detachment. Asanga sastrena dridena chitva. So then we should go to Krishna's abode. We should seek the place. Having gone, we should not be coming back. So tatat padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gata nanivartanti bhuyaga. So that way we studied, Krishna taught us that nirmana mukha jita sangatosa adhyatma nitya vinivriddha kamaha dvandvaihi muktaga sukha dukkha samjaihi gacchantyamudaha padam avyayam tat. So when we will become eligible to reach that supreme destination, so that's what Krishna is teaching in this sloka. Then Krishna also mentioned about his abode, that there is no need for sun or moon or fire in Krishna's abode. And anyone who goes there will never ever come back to this material world again. Natat bhashayate suryo nasasanko na pavakaha yadgatva na nivartande tagdama paramam mama. So that way Krishna, but then Krishna told us very clearly that we are of Krishna's amsa, but we are struggling hard in this material world with 6 senses including the mind. Mamaivamse jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaga manasastani indriyani prakritistani karsati. So then last time we finished with this sloka, the 8th sloka in the 15th chapter. Krishna taught us that Sariram yadavapnoti yachaputramati swara grihitvaitani samyati vayuh gandhan ivasaya. So when we actually give up one body and get another body, and we carry the different conceptions in this life to the next life, just like the air carries the aroma. So that's what we study. So now Krishna is continuing in the next sloka, 15th chapter, sloka number 9. Krishna is teaching us that Sotram chakshuhu sparsanam rasanam granam evacha adhistaya manaschayam Vishayan upasevate. Very important sloka which I have quoted many times in the past. Shrotram means ears, chakshugu eyes, sparsanam means touch, that is our skin, rasanam means our tongue, granam the smell. So that way, shrotram, chakshugu, sparsanam, rasanam, granam, evacha. Adhischaya, manaschayam. If we get all these things, everything based upon our mind, group together our mind. That is at the time of death. At the time of death, whatever body our mind thinks, whatever ears, nose, tongue, skin, and everything our mind thinks, we are going to get it. That's what adhisthaya, manaschayam. So we will get it, adhisthaya. So manaschayam, everything grouped together our mind. So grouped about the mind. Then after getting a different body, so then we enjoy the sense objects according to that body. Vishayan upasevate. Vishayan means the sense objects. So according to whatever body we get it, according to that body, we will try to enjoy the sense objects. That is the nature of our life. So in this life, we are having human body. So for the human body, our tongue, nose, eyes, everything is different. But it is not guaranteed that we will again get another human body. So if we get an animal body, depending upon what type of animal it is, So different type of animal or any other species. There are so many 8.4 million species of life. Any body we get it, according to their body, we try to enjoy. For example, the food for a pig, which enjoys so much, is we cannot do that. But for that body, it enjoys. The pig enjoys the food. So similarly, different bodies can do different things. For example, an elephant or a cow, they can eat the grass, but they can digest that cellulose. But our stomach is actually not designed to digest such kind of food. And similarly, the tiger and other things, they can eat the meat and which can digest. So similarly, we are not meant to eat such meat also. So like that way, here, what type of body we are going to get, it all depends upon what is our mindset at the time of death. That's period. So now we need to actually shape our mind. We need to fine tune our mind so that we will actually get Krishna. We'll go to Krishna. We don't want to come back again to this material world and get another material body, miserable body, and struggle and suffer. So, antakale cha mameva smaranmuktva kalevaram yaprayati samadhyati yati naasti atra samsaya. So, at the time, if anyone remembers me at the time of death, he will attain me without fail. There is no doubt about it. So, that way, if we remember Krishna at the time of death, we'll go to Krishna. There is no doubt about it. So, that's why we should start remembering Krishna. So, that way we can control our mind. We can actually go to Krishna. So, that is chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a process to remember Krishna. So, we have to chant using the chanting bead. So, for those devotees joining for the first time, I'll just show the chanting bead. So this is the chanting bead. So 108 beads are there, and you just put your beads like this and don't use the index finger.